You're entering Corsi Nation.
This is Dr. Jerome Corsi, and today it's Wednesday, September 10th, 2025. Thanks for joining us on CorsiNation.com. You can see us on X at Corsi Jerome 1, number 1. X had gotten rid of my old account, the at Jerome Corsi. I just saw that again today. It was banned, and I violated the rules. Isn't that so terrible? But I'm shadow banned here on X and on YouTube anyway. So what difference does it make? It's again, the censorship is just still enormous, even with Trump in office, and even it's just you can't get rid of these Democrats. They just they're hateful, spiteful, stupid, criminal. First story I want to cover today covers this. This is the woman who was stabbed getting on into a light rail. And Chris, why don't you come on? We'll cover the story together. This woman was brutally murdered. And of course, the mainstream media and the Democrats are all going left. They're going insane. Their heads are blowing open because they want to protect the killer. And so let's play this. The federal charges are being brought against her. This is one of the people from the Justice Department explaining the case. Let's just hear a little bit of this.
Good afternoon. Thank you for being here. I'm sorry we're a little late. I'm here with Jim Barnacle, who's the special agent in charge of FBI Charlotte, which covers all of North Carolina. He and I just got off the phone with the family of Iryna Zarutska, spoke with her mother, spoke with her uncle, had a very touching call with them. Our hearts go out to Iryna's family. They are suffering like any of us would be. It was a very touching call. Our hearts go out to them. She is a refugee. She literally came to the United States from a bomb shelter in Ukraine to escape the war, and she was going about her day. She was coming home from work on a light rail train, like all of us do all the time, and she was brutally murdered. As a native of Charlotte, I'm so sad to say that our city has gotten to this place. I was born here. I grew up here. I remember when the light rail was built. I remember the development it spurred. I remember the excitement. And to think now that you can't even feel comfortable riding that train hits me deep. The light rail brought this city access to jobs, access to education. People could take the train to college. It really put Charlotte on the map. And this incident has really, really injured that. Now, DeCarlos Brown Jr., who we allege stabbed Iryna Zarutska, is in state custody on first-degree murder charges. But I'm here today to announce that we're going to supplement those state charges with federal charges.
Okay, that's enough of that, Chris. They're making it a case that's he's either going to face life imprisonment or the death penalty. And of course, the Democrats are going insane over this one, right, Chris? I mean, the Democrats are saying, "Oh no, we have to protect this black murderer."
Yeah.
And okay, so let's hear a little bit of the insane Democrats.
Well, there are a lot of insane Democrats yammering on. CNN has been the worst of it all. Days.
Yeah.
Probably the most insane of them, as usual, is Brian Stelter, who
Brian Stelter.
Yep, and they're all working tooth and nail to make this an issue where anybody who discusses this or
is a racist.
Is a racist. Anybody who wanted to cover this is, in fact, a racist. So here's Brian Stelter yammering on about it.
Yeah.
Over the weekend, Elon Musk, Charlie Kirk, other Trump-aligned figures succeeded in making this senseless death a symbol of big city crime. We heard President Trump asked about it yesterday when he was heading home from New York City. He didn't seem to know much about it. He said he would get briefed. And then today, Trump did know all about it. That's exactly what has happened here. This story has trickled up from local news to social media and now to the president's attention. And it's being used, as you said, Brianna, as a political symbol, with MAGA media calling for more forceful punishments and more incarceration. I have to say, some of the replies to Musk, some of the comments around this story are baldly racist.
Oh, yes, racist. Racist,
Because this-
racist,
Always
White
racist.
woman,
racist,
the
racist,
open racism on sites like X today
racism,
is
Russia,
archive.
Russia,
There
Russia,
are also
Russia,
legitimate
racism,
questions
racism,
about this
racism,
so-called
Russia,
career
Russia,
criminal,
Russia.
someone who had been a repeat.
Enough of this crap.
So-called career criminal. Did you hear this thing? The things this guy's saying.
Yeah, so-called.
He has a rap sheet longer than Ron Jeremy.
Look, I love it when the Democrats are reduced to supporting criminal murderer, mother rapers, father rapers, children rapers. I love it. So the Democrats are making fools of themselves.
Oh, and what's even worse? Over the earlier this week, or it was shortly after the incident happened. Of course, the murder happened, and we didn't see anything from major media because they were trying to make the excuse that it was a local story, kind of like George Floyd probably should have been,
Right.
and the Zimmerman story that they blew up. And it'd be funny
all,
if Trump.
all lies, all lies, all complete lies.
It'd be funny if Trump came out and said, "If I had another daughter, he might look like."
Yeah, right. Yeah, okay.
Anyway, the mayor of Charlotte, and this really bothered me. The mayor of Charlotte went out. V. Lyles is her name, and by the way, she just won her primary, so the Democrats support her over this. They put the message out that they support her over this. She said in an announcement that she wanted to thank her media partners and community members who have chosen not to repost or share the footage. Media partners is what gets me, because we've long talked about the incestuous relationship between the Democrats and the media, mainstream media, and they've long denied it. But V. Lyles is saying, well, no, there are media partners.
Yeah, the media partners lied to the American people, not produce the footage of this insane criminal killing an innocent woman on the train. And the Democrats are just worthless at this point. Democratic Party is a communist party. It's now a treasonous party. It's now a party supporting mother rapers, father rapers, El Salvadorian criminals, MS-13, Venezuelan drug dealers, you name it. And they are crying over Trump firing people at the Bureau of Labor Statistics who falsify statistics in order to prop up Kamala Harris during the presidential election. The Democratic Party has no longer a reason to exist. As far as I'm concerned, it's a disgraced party, and it had a presidential candidate whom they put in there as a placeholder in his obvious dementia, Joe Biden. The criminality of the Clintons, stealing money from everything they touched in the Clinton Foundation. My book, Partners in Crime, made that clear. The Justice Department that was weaponized to go after people like me because we defend the United States and believe in Donald Trump. Get this woman off the screen, Chris. I can't stand looking at these people anymore. Just get her all gone. And why the Democrats continue to elect these people, Trump is going to essentially have to weaponize and put the military in our cities in order to make them safe, because these Democrats won't do it. They'll be defunding the police, and they'll be out there screaming that we need to see the criminals as victims and all the other nonsense the Democrats do. And quite frankly, I've had enough of it, and I think most of the nation's had enough of it.
Oh, the weird thing is here now, Wikipedia has been trying, and it's been accused of, but it has been trying to delete a page that was put up, a page that was put up there about the killing of Iryna Zarutska.
Yeah, well,
Yeah, winds up that the editors tried to find an excuse or two to remove it because it was supposedly a local story, this and that. But the fact is, it became national news. Now they're kind of forced to keep it, especially after the pressure here. But this is what's happened here. And Fox News covered this. I'll put the article up here right now if you want to take a look at it.
Let's take a look at this. Yeah.
Wikipedia editors are accused of doing this. Now, there are screenshots. You don't see this now because I just saw the page. There are screenshots of the page around the internet saying that this page has been nominated for deletion. So the left is actually trying to cancel this and push it down the memory hole. And it's pretty much up to us to make sure it doesn't go there.
Let's push the Democrats down the memory hole. That might be the best thing that happened to the country altogether.
They have plenty of holes running it.
All right, we won't go there. I want to cover this next story, which is interesting too. The Congress is now, this unidentified flying object issue is going to have to I think, get a hearing. We're going to have to get the truth on the UFOs. There is this video of the Hellfire Missile bouncing off of an object. And what I'm thinking is, again, a lot of these things this may have been another turbulence weapon. I'm beginning to think that Russia's developed some turbulence weapons. The earthquake that we had a little while ago, which shook up the Pacific Ocean, seemed to be a turbulence type weapon that Russia may have developed, or maybe signaling they have. Now, these energy weapons are going to be more and more, I think, in the news and more reported. We're going to learn more about them. But we're entering a whole new world here, and a whole new dimension where quantum understandings and a whole new redefinition of reality is about to come to be. And I think we need to take seriously these turbulence weapons. I believe we in the United States are developing them as well, but I believe Russia has a superiority on them. I think Russia may right now have a military superiority, certainly with their hypersonic weapons, and Putin likely knows it. I'm sure there's discussions in Russia of a first strike capability, which is extremely dangerous because, again, with the Ukraine war not ending and with Zelensky still in power, the little puppet SOB, rich from bribery and cocaine up his nose. I don't know why, he's allowed to be the self-appointed president king of Ukraine, wanting to kill people, continuing a war that is pointless. Ukraine's lost it, and Europe is saying now they'll go to nuclear weapons. Chris, play this video. I want people to see what the kinds of things are going to have to now be more explained. And what you see in this video is you'll see it's a little bit hard to follow, but you'll see that there is a missile coming from the left. We got an advertisement going on now. Okay. Well, it shows a missile coming in from the left, and it bounces off an object that just seems to appear out of nowhere. And again, it's unexplained. So I think we're going to have to get a more serious revelation of the truth here. So, Chris, we're playing that advertisement in the background.
Here?
Okay, there we go. That's all right. At any rate, we need.
We're having a little trouble with that advertisement. I'm trying to get rid of that, so bear with me on this.
Okay, well, that's all right. I mean, it's live podcast. So what are we going to do? If you can't find it, if you can't make it work, don't worry about it.
It's here. It just, what happens is sometimes on these sites you have to sit through a couple of advertisements, maybe more than even one. So in a few moments I'll be able to play this thing.
Yeah,
and somebody said very long.
Well, it's worth looking at for a minute, because I think we're seeing increasingly the hints that the truth is going to be revealed about UFOs, and we're going to get to the truth on this pretty quickly. And I don't think it's going to be able to be suppressed for much longer. But at any rate, while you're getting that queued up,
I do have it.
Okay, go ahead. Let's play it. I want people to see this. Okay, so if start it.
Go back a little.
Oh, here we go. Yeah. Okay, so you can see an object coming in. It's hard to see entirely, but an object coming in from the left, and it bounces off of this unidentified. There it comes in. It just bounces off of it. Well, again, that's a Hellfire missile, and it somehow or other, there's something interfered with it, which it needs to be explained. And I want to get more of an explanation of the energy weapons that we're developing and that Russia are developing, because I think we're into a new era of laser weapons and energy weapons that may take us back to some of the kinds of phenomena that Tesla was dealing with, trying to understand how energy can be transmitted through the atmosphere, much like radio waves are transmitted. I think we're just beginning to get the understanding of how various phenomena really work. And a quantum understanding of reality is going to be unsettling to most people, but it will fundamentally, in the next 20 years, I believe, redefine our concept of what reality is. And I think we're just at the very edge of that. Okay, I want to also discuss a couple things that are showing up on Zero Hedge today. Poland evidently had a surprise. They claimed that one of the drones that Russia was launching against Ukraine entered their airspace overnight, and they scrambled airplanes and the like. And of course, NATO is now completely berserk that Russia is going to attack Western Europe, which I see no signs of at all. But again, the left does not need truth in order to have a narrative. Truth is really, as we saw in the climate movement, truth is really pretty far distant from democratic thinking. And the left is now completely gone off onto this weird, bizarre reality of transhumanism, transgenderism, sex operations for children before they reach the age of puberty, troops wearing dresses and lipstick. I mean, come on. Rainbow crosses coming into the Vatican to celebrate the Jubilee with LGBT packing the Vatican. Satan in the Vatican, which was the original Pope Leo's original idea when he had this vision in the 1890s or whatever the year that was of Satan entering the church, and put Saint Michael, Archangel, prayer at the end of the Catholic Mass in order to save us from evil. Of course, the Vatican II took that out. That we no longer say the Saint Michael, the Archangel, protect us from evil prayer at the end of the Mass. We don't really care about protecting us from. The left doesn't believe evil exists. The left embraces evil. I mean, if you think it's just these two men, just these two puppies love each other, go watch a gay pride parade in which they're doing sacrilegious homosexual sex with Jesus on the cross, and you'll see exactly what it's really about. Okay, now Hungary's Orban is offering an alternative EU security guarantee plan for Ukraine, which is saying essentially that if you're going to divide Russia into Russian and Western spheres of influence, the most likely outcome would be to have a buffer zone between the two, like a demilitarized zone. Rather than deploying troops, Western troops, NATO troops in Ukraine, which Russia is just going to take as an aggressive step. It's like putting, Khrushchev putting missiles in Cuba in 1962. The President Trump wants to solve this war, but the problem is, how do you stop the shooting? In other words, every time Russia is to the table saying, let's get a ceasefire, let's put an end to this war, Zelensky and NATO and all the rest of them say, no, we can't do that. We have to keep fighting because Russian aggression has to be opposed. Yeah, so there could be more corruption, more graft, more money on weapons, more people dying, more chance of nuclear war, more democratic insanity. This is the Soros self-destruction plan. And you see the globalism in all the moves of the Democratic Party. I guess we're going to have Mondami, a communist, elected mayor of New York. If that happens, God help New York. How many businesses are just going to leave? And he's saying they ought to free the jails in New York, open the jails, let all the criminals out. Democrats only want destruction. They want to destroy the existing order in order to bring about their communist vision of totalitarianism. And they're the willing idiot tools of the New World Order that's happy to have our current situation destroyed, our current economy, our current middle class. We certainly did a good job of it with free trade and sending all of our jobs to China and manufacturing. Every idea that the left has had, that the globalists have had, the Democratic Party has embraced. And then we had George W. Bush wanted the Security and Prosperity Partnership in North America to push us into a European Union type of a multinational government. We've had a lot of insanity in our politics since George H.W. Bush. The globalists have been in secret alliance with the Democrats to bring corruption and destruction into America to reduce the power of the greatest nation that's ever existed in the history of the world. And that self-destructiveness is the major theme of my book on the truth about neo-Marxism, cultural Maoism, and anarchy. And we're witnessing that being played out right now. Okay, so Orban has got a good idea, and I doubt if he'll have any traction at all. So now we're getting more and more stories about the end of the unipolar world order and a tectonic shift from the West over this BRICS meeting together with the Shanghai Cooperation Organization. And, this has been going on for 30 or 40 years. And yes, I think the emerging world is going to be more of a force in the future. And I think China, Russia, and the United States are going to be the three powers that are going to continue to vie for power and create a three-pole world order that's coming, with each of us having our spheres of influence. And China wants its sphere of influence to be the entire world. Certainly, they're taking over the southern hemisphere. And I've been continuing to stress that this port in Chile, Copia Port E, it's a disgrace that the Trump administration is not taking seriously that China wants to get a hold of all the ports in the Pacific and South America. We need to take these issues seriously because China is planning 50 years ahead to when the United States self-destructs and China dominates the trade of the world and controls the ports. China is not particularly interested in human beings and does not have any moral code. So without God, the future of the world is not particularly bright. And I think, again, these initiatives need to be understood and opposed. Last, I want to stress that the gold is today, and I continue to tell everyone, gold is today at $3,665, almost $66. Okay, $3,665 for an ounce of gold. It used to be $1,800 an ounce. It's now doubled in price. And that's since I've been talking about and encouraging you to visit Swiss America. Silver's at $41 an ounce. Silver's a lot more affordable. And with Swiss America, you can still get this Walking Liberty half dollar offer where you can get up to 250 of these coins. They're about 99.99% silver, real silver, not like our coins are being produced today, which are junk. These are real silver. And it's a one-time offer for new customers, but it's basically being offered as a giveaway. Essentially it's being offered as a introductory welcome to having some precious metal that you can afford, and introducing you as a customer to the understanding of why precious metals are important to own as an asset. Because again, the currency is rapidly deteriorating in value with 37, 38, who cares how many $1 trillion we have national debt. We just keep spending. And Trump understands the need to keep spending until we can get a handle around the economic condition of the country. We've got to take a lot of obligations off the balance sheet of the United States of America, or we're going to be bankrupt inevitably. I've been warning about this now for 25 years, and it's happening. A lot of things I've been warning about are happening. And again, call Swiss America, get your free copy of this book. It's 1-800. Write this down. This is the toll-free number for Swiss America. Call and talk to them. Get yourself educated about it. Get this Walking Liberty half dollar offer. Get a copy of the free book about how the coming global crash will create an historic gold rush. It's happening. 1-800-519-6268. 1-800-519-6268. Call Swiss America. You'll be doing yourself a favor. We're going to have a short show today. I've got a very, very busy day today and have to travel a bit. We'll be back tomorrow. In the end, God always wins. God's going to win here too. We're going to have a fight against evil, and I implore everybody to join me in 2 Chronicles 7:14, getting down on the knees and asking God to forgive us for letting the country and the world get to this point. This is Dr. Jerome Corsi with CorsiNation.com. We'll be back tomorrow. Thank you for joining us. God bless.